others for dedication and steadfastness to service.
A very good evening and thank you very much for joining us on the news at 7 p.m. on Nta Channel 5 Abuja. I am Mariam Abubakar Kana. President Bola Tinubu has approved the indefinite suspension of the Managing Director and Chief Executive of the Rural Electrification Agency, Ahmad Salihijo Ahmed, and 3 other executive directors from office. This is equal to new findings unearthed during a comprehensive investigation into the financial activities of the agency. Details of this report will come in our subsequent bulletin. Moving on, President Bola Tinubu says his administration will remain committed to the development and application of science, technology, and innovation in the quest to ensure greater overall development of Nigeria. The president made the commitment at his investiture as the Grand Patron of Science by the Nigerian Academy of Science at the State House. State House correspondent Musbahu Danwahar reports.
The champion of an 8-point agenda currently targeting an all-round development for Nigeria. But in his idea mix, he certainly needs more than his experiences as an astute accountant and administrator to drive the agenda. In this age and time, the economic development must be knowledge-driven with application of science, technology and innovation pivotal. Here are the leaders of the League of Nigeria's foremost scientists, Nigerian Academy of Science, not just to promise support for the administration, but equally to make the leader also the man in front for their revered association. Now, not just as the president, but also as the grand patron of science, President Tinubu would demonstrate his clear understanding of the place of science, technology and innovation in his development agenda.
I believe without great research and development, no nation can develop to achieve its desire. Paying attention to science and development is a commitment that I will continue to support directly and through various government policies and programs.
Though the commitment of the government needs to come in more ways than one, funding is central.
Through our Ministry of Science and Technology, health, education, and related ministries will be mobilized and supported, and funding for science and development. I am fully committed and I work at it.
Nigeria, currently with some challenges hindering its growth, but this body of scientists is presenting itself as a partner for the country's development.
The Nigerian Academy of Science has the intellectual capacity to support this transformation. For national problems to be conclusively addressed, there's a need for healthy collaboration between researchers, government, industry, and community in a quadruple helix arrangement. This way, there will be effective research translation, that is, the movement of research output from the laboratories and workshops to inform policy and practice.
Currently, with about 280 fellows across science disciplines, the Nigerian Academy of Science, established in 1977, acts as a scientific advisor to the federal government. From the State House, Musbah Danwahab, NT News.
Meanwhile, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has reassured of his administration's commitment to ensuring a safer nation's capital, promising to deliver the Abuja Metro Line in May. The minister gave this position when he received in audience the Belgian ambassador to Nigeria, who paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu reports.
The discussions centered on investment in the nation's capital and the concerns on security challenge, as well as steps taken to surmount them. The Belgian ambassador to Nigeria expresses his country's readiness to invest in the FCT.
I'd be interested in a few of your views maybe on what kind of plans there are ahead in terms of mass transportation, in terms of rail and public and as public transport, what in the coming years we might see developing in Abuja.
Minister of the Federal Capital Territory S.M. Wike, while reiterating the May deadline for the inauguration of the Abuja Metro line, intimates the visiting envoy that improving public transportation is key, as his administration has resolved to address security challenge and other forms of nuisance portraying the capital city in bad light.
I can hopefully announce to you that we're almost there. The company CCC and the metro line, we're almost 95%. But I just forgot to say it by May, the president officially inaugurated. So, and again, we also have some private discussion with private partners in terms of changing the mode of our public transportation. And that again is part of the insecurity we have.
Other areas of partnership to enhance development of the FCT were also deliberated upon. Onoze Yakubu, Nta News.
The FCT Commissioner of Police, CP Benneth Igwe, has commended the personnel of the command for their renewed zeal, uncommon gallantry, passion, and hard work, evident in the recent successes recorded in stabilizing and improving public safety and security in the command. A statement signed by the spokesperson, Josephine Adi, indicates that the CP recognized 8 officers, including 4 divisional police officers, 2 tactical commanders, who have been commended particularly for distinguishing themselves. CP Igwe, while addressing officers at a meeting with the command management team, DPOs, and head of tactical squads to assess security situation in the command, expressed sincere appreciation to the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olukayode Igbetukun, for the support received from the Police High Command. He enjoined the awardees to maintain the level of dedication and steadfastness to service that earned them the commendation. The CP equally thanked FCT residents for their patience and resilience in supporting the police. It was a day of reckoning for a suspected chance criminal as operatives of the Special Tactical Squad and Intelligence Response Team launched a manhunt. Francis Form reports on this and other criminals paraded at the IRT office, Guzapi, Abuja.
It was a harvest of arrests of suspected one-chance operators in Abuja by the STS and IRT operators. This male suspect, who specializes in one-chance, used the proceeds of the business to purchase this ash-color Mazda car in continuation of the alleged criminal act.
He used the money from one chance to pay for this vehicle.
While this middle-aged woman is responsible for the recruitment of these female one-chance operators, she confessed to the crime and disclosed some of their strategies.
So when the 2 people are sitting on the seat, their leg will be touching the dashboard. Then the driver will say, you should shift the seat, go back, so that they will be balanced for the seat. So on the way shifting the chair, maybe you will ask the woman, let me help you hold your back so that you can shift the chair very well. So on the process, we remove the phone. So that is what we do.
Here comes her husband. He is also into the one-chance crime.
We don't do one chance for.
I can't remember, sir.
You can't remember?
No,
sir. Hey.
And this suspect, who has been in Abuja since 2001, confessed to have started the business of one chance in 2023 and also recruited his wife into the crime.
I say, which type of work? He say, man, no what, man, just go because the person where they follow them go to work that is not available. I don't know which type of work is this. Say, I just come.
All these operations were carried out by using unmarked vehicles, not commercial vehicles, not Bolt, not Uber, not all these apps.
Amongst the 40 suspects paraded is one of the alleged kidnapper of the children and staff of Apostolic Faith School, Emure, in Ekiti State. The victims were later released. He confessed to being in a 4-man kidnapping gang responsible for the kidnap of the children and staff of the school. Meanwhile, the force assured that all the suspects will have a date in court upon the conclusion of investigation. Francis from NTA News.
Moving on, women have again been charged to work together and be a voice that will build a greater Nigeria, explore her full potentials, and be active in leadership and governance with dignity. This is as the government of Nigeria is also being urged to adopt all components of the Sustainable Development Goals with focus on gender inclusion. Serafina Okon-Umekwe reports that these are the standpoints of speakers at the commemoration of the 2024 International Women's Day by the Nta Travels and Global Concepts.
Let us not only reflect on how far we have come, but still how much to go.
The speakers believe that the government has to create an enabling environment and promote gender equality for women empowerment as they contribute significantly to nation building. They, however, observe that in Nigeria, these efforts have continued to face barriers that hinder their economic empowerment. Senator Marjorie Chuba Okadigbo is a guest speaker who believes in women emancipation. She says the federal government is also being charged to fully domesticate the National Women's Economic Empowerment Policy and Action Plan to enable inclusivity and open up spaces for women across sectors for speedy growth and development, while also charging parents of equal rights which must start from the home front.
It's time as women we change this narrative, because if we start early from the cradle, this inequality we're talking about, we may be able to nip it in the bud. Let's stop being divisive.
Section 12 prohibits discrimination against every citizen of the country. But in every perspective where women are being marginalized, discriminated against.
The 1979 treaty adopted by the United Nations General Assembly is yet to be fully domesticated in Nigeria, owing to some perceived customary and religious practices. The convener, Nta Travels and Global Concepts, knows that organizations should have clear rules that will not impede on rights and responsibilities of women, as it is set to empower women and girls through training.
International Women's Day is not just about the women, it's about everybody. Everybody everywhere can make contribution. Everybody everywhere can actually inspire women. So in our own way, we're trying to empower women today, talk to women to take both their work life, their family life, their business life more seriously, and be included in what's going on. And then for you to be included, you also need to build up yourself, your skills.
Knowing that there's need to galvanize women to put their energy in areas that can generate income for them.
Women have earned the right to be part and parcel of the economy. So women are also not begging, they just want to be given equal opportunities like the rest of the men, like everyone else.
The theme for 2024 celebration is Inspire Inclusion. In Abuja, Serafina Okon-Umekwe, NTA News.
Moving on, as part of efforts to promote share production and explore opportunities in it, stakeholders across the value chain of share butter have opened a 3-day conference in Abuja with theme Share 2024, Bridging the Gap. Ramatu Abdullahi reports.
Shea butter is an agricultural commodity which Nigeria produces about 400,000 tons annually, making the country the world's biggest producer of shea. However, it is believed that most of the potential of shea butter is yet untapped, as 80% of producers of shea are women in the local communities. They produce shea butter which does not meet the sanitary and safety standards for exports. This conference with diverse stakeholders brought together is to share best practices and explore innovative solutions to drive the shared value chain. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Doris Uzoka Anite, represented, said boosting share production is consistent with the economic diversification efforts of the government.
The administration is committed to building sound regulatory environment and enhancing support structures available for women and youth in business. Let me also use the opportunity to encourage all stakeholders here present today to take advantage of the policies of government on the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
Executive Director of the Nigeria Export Promotion Council, Noye Ayeni, said the council is ready to assist share traders in meeting with the requirement for exports.
Therefore, there is a need for exporters to adhere to high-quality standards and ensure that relevant certifications are obtained before exportation.
Other stakeholders, including the Director General of World Trade Center and the Governor of Niger State, represented, are unanimous that investment in shea butter also implies promoting the welfare of women.
And one of the products that we are hoping we will be able to promote is the shea, because you would believe with me that shea trees in the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, we have more in Niger State. So the potential is huge.
We've looked at the entire value chain and we've seen that there are a lot of missing links. How do we bridge the gap so that those links, once breached, will continue to have a good, complete value chain.
The conference witnessed an exhibition of products. Ramatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
When you are in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, looking for the best place for relaxation, accommodation and event spaces, then think Bolingo Experia. Bolingo Experia provides the best hospitality for all class of guests and visitors with affordable rate for our different rooms. Our presidential suite gives you a top-notch treat. Check out our executive suite, superior suite, restaurants and catering services, coffee bar, lounge, ambassador bar and a whole lot more, designed for your comfort anytime. Bolingo Experia reception from trained professionals make your stay comfortable and homely with an everlasting impression. At Bolingo Experia, we create a delightful ambience and atmosphere of joy for all. Visit us today at Bolingo Experia, 777 Independence Avenue, Central Area, Abuja. Bolingo Experia, hospitality at its best.
Let's join the sports desk for Sports Brief.
With so much to expect as the 13th African Games opens this Friday in Accra, Ghana, the football event commences this Thursday with 8 nations ready to do battle. In today's fixtures, the first match will see South Sudan coming up against Senegal, while the Flying Eagles of Nigeria will take on Uganda in the second game. On Friday, host Ghana's Satellites will test their might against Congo, and the Gambia square up against Benin Republic. Dating back to 1965, when Congo hosted the maiden edition of the African Games, formerly All African Games, has grown into a big continental multi-sports competition and a symbol of Africa's unique place in sports. Elsewhere, German side RB Leipzig put up an impressive display at the Santiago Bernabeu with a 1-1 draw against Spanish giants Real Madrid on Thursday, but was not enough to see them through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League as they were knocked out on a 2-1 aggregate, while defending champions Manchester City continued their dominance with a 3-1 home win against Copenhagen of Denmark, booking their place in the last 8 with a 6-2 aggregate. Talking boxing, the boxing world's attention is now fixed on the all-important heavyweight bout between Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia this Friday. In what boxing fans described as massive fight between the two, they are looking forward to a cracker that will mean a lot to both, especially Joshua, who has been staging a comeback to reclaim his world titles. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Thank you very much for watching the news at 7 on Nta Channel 5 Abuja. Do stay tuned for the translations. Good evening.
Magbaje reshaje wona bi ya da ba ku shafe da iwa na ba sha ba da wo mu president wa iba wo wa gwa na ba yigayi gwamnati yake sina minister ya sauke wala bagot aguga nga wo gwamnati ko ba shi tutu ina bai kwa bai ina mashin ke sina ya kwanyi aya ap mashin inge ya akiya na mamapia oneze ya ku wada ige minister ba da ban sanuwa bai go inge pa bui ye belgium ki shi pa je dawo dale ki ye wo tutu wa tete shi ba wo na bi ba ga ba su ba wado ba mu ekisi da to gwamnati ba gbato a ba nfe ta wasu an ta ce ya da banki ta kwa nfe su na ba ya ba da in ga abu su bi da in ki su na ko ba ku bi ko ha shi an wo sun ba lo wa shi amma na shi aje ba wi aza na mate ya Francis form wada in ga abu su bi da ba wa shi wa an da to wa wi aje mun ba shi dole ba wi aza na mate ikinzi da kwanyi ya IRT in guzafe ba na ba shuwawu ba ga inge bala bagbatuga azo ashfa bani kwajin abani kwai ta kawo amma ba je ba ja da wasu shi fasi yawan fina gbada sai su
Masu kallo da sauraron mu assalamu alaikum ga labaranmu ne a takaice mai fassara ya karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. Ministan babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja Nyesom Wike ya tabbatarwa al'umma cewa gwamnatinsa ta jajirce wajen tabbatar da cewa birnin tarayya Abuja ya zauna lafiya inda ya alƙawari cewa zai tabbatar da jirgin ƙasan Abuja ya fara aiki a watan Mayu mai zuwa. Wakilin Mushayibu ne zai Yakubu ya rawaito mana cewa ministan ya bayyana haka ne a lokacin da jakadan kasar Belgium a Najeriya ya kai masa ziyarar aiki a ofishinsa da ke nan birnin tarayya Abuja. A ci gaba da ƙoƙarin da 'yan sanda ke yi na tabbatar da tsaron rayuka da dukiyoyin al'ummar ƙasa, wakilinmu Francis Form ya shaida mana cewa haɗaɗɗiyar runduna ta musamman mai tattara bayanan sirri ta kama wata mata da ake zargi da aikata fashi ta hanyar zamba da ake kira one chance a turance. Rundunar tuni ta gurfanar da ita da sauran wasu masu laifuka daban-daban a ofishinta da ke unguwar Guzafe a nan birnin Abuja. Ƙarshen labaran namu ne kenan, mu kwana lafiya.
Igbo ndị ọmụrụ kwere ọzọ n'oge akụkọ ụwa Nwokafọ Chisom bụ aha m na nke abalị a onye ọchị na-elekọta ọchịchị obodo ala anyị bụ FCT Nyesom Wike emesiela obi ike na ọchịchị ya ga-ahụ na e nwere isi obodo ala anyị nwere ezi nhazi na nchekwa dịka o kwere nkwa ịrụchapụ okporo ụgbọ oloko ọ kpọrọ n'okwu bekee Metro Line n'ọnwa 5 n'afọ a. Onye ọchị a nyere mmesi obi ike a n'oge ọ nabatara onye nnọchite anya ndị mba Belgium n'ala anyị bụ onye bịara njem nleta na Abuja. Onye ọrụ ahụ n'ụzọ ya kọwapụtara anyị akụkọ na ntụwa ụka ha lekwasịrị anya na ịkwalite usoro akụ na ụba nke obodo a site n'aka mba Belgium na ndị ọzọ. Igbo na-ekwu na ụbọchị niile bụ nke onye ohi mana otu ụbọchị bụ nke onye nwe ụlọ. Nke a mezuru dịka ndị otu ọrụ nche mgbakọ aka n'ọrụ akọnuche nke ndị uwe ojii banyere n'ọrụ ma nwụchie ndị oji ike na aghụghọ anapụ mmadụ ihe n'ike. Francis onye ọrụ batara anyị akụkọ na akụkọ omekome ndị ọzọ dịka eji gosipụta ha n'ụlọ ọrụ ndị uwe ojii dị na Guzape na ha nwụchiri di na nwunye ọrụ ha bụ iwe ụmụ agbọghọ na-enyere ha aka n'ọrụ iji aghụghọ anapụ ndị mmadụ ihe n'ike na ndị ọzọ. Ndị ọzọ anwụchikwara gụnyere otu onye tọrọ ndị mmadụ na Abuja na ndị ọzọ. Ka anyị rahụ ụra ọnụchi. Ndewo.
Ẹ̀kálẹ́ o, ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí gbọ̀nyìn láti lè ṣe amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì Kano l'Àbújá. Ọláyínká Adéníjì ni oníròyìn yín. Mínísítà olú ìlú Nàìjíríà Àbújá Nyesom Wike ti fìdí rẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ìdánilójú wípé